then, and yeah, welcome back, everyone. Week 5, right? Yeah, we are like halfway to the program, and the progress has been amazing. And yeah, we can't wait to see your demos and see what you have worked this week. Yeah, who wants to go first?
You can go first.
Sure.
Okay. So I'll share my screen then, Nadinda. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so our issue this week was, as a user, I want to see a welcoming prompt to add my first item if my list is empty, to help me get oriented to how the app works. So this was a pretty simple issue. In fact, the title of the issue describes the one AC fairly accurately. So when there's no items to display in a list, it should show a prompt for the user to add their first item. And then in the notes, there was a wireframe. So because our ACs were so short, we also thought we would include a little bit of CSS just to try and make the design a little bit more mobile friendly. So I think now Nadinda is going to talk through some of the code that we put into show list.
Yeah, so the way we did it is quite simple actually. It's just so in the value as a const at the top in line 11, we sort of getting the collection of items from the Firestore. So in order to get the prompt to show up when there is no item, so that means we need to check whether or not that list of items is empty or not. So on line 25, we define the condition as we try to get the length of the document and yeah, check it whether it's 0, which is empty, or the next condition is if it's more than 0 or there is an item inside of it already. So there was one interesting bit that we discovered last week was the loading state of things, I guess. So when we try to give a condition of just the length without actually including the loading state, we were getting the what were we getting again?
We were getting a type error. So I think because value was returning as null, when the loading is still true, value is null, and we were trying to access a property, so it was giving us a type error.
Yes, a type error. So that's why we put the condition inside of the loading conditional rendering. So this is actually a neater solution thanks to Bella for recommending it to us. But before we were like using 2 separate conditions, which is like not loading and the length of the documents equal 0. And this is using ternary operator. It's getting neater. So yeah, that's basically our rendering conditions here to show the empty prompt. And maybe you can demo it a little bit, Abby?
Yeah, no problem. So let me move this to the side. So I've opened the app here, and obviously this is the home screen. When we click create a new list now, because this is a new list with no items, we get this prompt that says your shopping list is currently empty. When you click add item, it takes you straight to the add item page. And once you've added an item, if you go back to list, the prompt no longer shows. So it's only going to be there when the list is empty. And then some of the other things we did was we just sort of centered everything. And on Kevin's suggestion, we also moved these buttons to the bottom so that they're closer to what it's going to look like in the final app, and renamed them as well, because we thought that that was a good point, that maybe it would be better if they were called list and add item that more accurately describes the pages. And I think that's it. Can you think of anything, Nadinda?
Oh, we add the CSS on application. Yeah, well, you already told.
Yeah, so we added some extra CSS to show list, and we also had to add some to the navigation as well, just to get those buttons to move to the bottom, which Nadinda solved, and I think that was pretty cool because you said that you haven't used so much CSS, so that was awesome.
Maybe muscle memory.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all from us, I guess.
Any questions?
Yeah, great job. Yeah, I love this implementation, and that you also thought about the CSS and mobile first look of the application. Yeah, it looks really good. Like, did you have any kind of trouble with the implementation, or have you thought about like two different options how you wanted to implement this? Like maybe anchor tag or button, you know, like I know that you are using button right now. Like, have you thought about like any other options in terms of implementing this feature?
I mean, I kind of assumed button. I don't know if you made the same assumption. We seem to be on the same page of just putting a button.
Yeah. No, this is perfect.
But yeah, the difficulties we came across were really what Nadinda mentioned about the value.docs.length. Like, when we first did it, I think we thought it was going to take us like 10 minutes. And it ended up taking like a little bit longer than that. So yeah.
Some unexpected errors.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, if there's no more
great work.
questions, I'll stop sharing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Really great demo.
Yeah, so it's our turn, right?
Yeah, Sasha, feel free to share your screen. So Claire couldn't make it because she's not feeling well, but yeah, it's all yours.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
So okay. All right. So yeah, Claire is not feeling well, but I think I'll pass through it. So I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is our our issue was issue number 8. It was saying like as a user, I want to mark an item on my shopping list as purchased, so the app can learn how often I buy different items. So in our AC, user is able to tap checkbox or similar UI element to mark an item in the list as purchase. That means user should check, maybe for us we use checkbox, so checking shows that user have purchased an item. And another AC was item should be known as checked for 24 hours after purchase is made. So which means that the checkbox should last 24 hours. So like before 24 hours, the user should not like check again. So that's what we were supposed to do. So let's let me share my code, like the code we did. All right, so starting from the show list, the way we implemented this, it was like in a way that we wanted to see like which reference should we take so that we can, because the big deal was about like 24 hours. So it is started from styling and we end up like choosing to create a component which is item.jsx, and this component, as you can see, was made of the checkbox and the name of the item, so that like every item is have a checkbox. You can see an input with a checkbox type and a name. And also the reason why we made this component, because we needed some props, like we wanted this name of the item, but not only the name, the ID and the last purchase. From the beginning, actually, it was like we had like pushing in the database in create item.jsx, we were sending the last purchase item as no, and we wanted to take a reference from last purchase date and compare it like when was the last time user purchased a product, and from since there's 24 hours pass for him or her to recheck the product again. So how we did that was we created that our item component, and we wanted that every time a user will like click on the checkbox of a product, the he should update the date in the data in the Firebase. So how this happened, like user will come maybe for the first time. In the beginning, the product, as you have seen, the last purchase date should be no. So the user, once he checks on the box of the product, on the checkbox of the product, it will check like so is my last purchase no? Yes, it's no, because in the beginning it's no. So if it's no, update the date in my Firebase to current date. So after updating, as you can see, there is also another condition for us to have checked box or not checked. So that means this checked is referred to be like a Boolean, sorry, Boolean true or false. So what will happen then? After clicking on this check, there is this function which called check date, where we will say if my last purchase no should return false, but it means it will not be checked. But for if it's not no, means there is some date in the database. Like we're going now to check, is it like does 24 hours passed yet, or we are still. So the way we did it, we changed our day into second by doing this math, 60 times 6 times 24. That means the value you have is in second, a day in second. We also record the now time in second as well. So we return like the difference. That means the elapsed time was the difference between now and the last purchase date in second, and we compare it. Is it less or greater than a day? So it means if it is less than a day, we should return true, because that means our checkbox should stay checked. If it's greater than a day, we should return false. So by returning false means a user is able, that means it's like it's greater than a day. Now a user can again recheck the product. So there's also another thing. Maybe let's another thing here. This not checked condition, like for a user, let's say the date is more than 24 hours, which means user is allowed to purchase again. So we put this also like not checked, because it's not always allow a user to purchase a product only if the last purchase date is a no, but also in case our function return false, that means 24 hours has passed. So maybe I think the other thing is we styled based on the condition in case like our checklist true, because our function we store it in checked variable. And once we have checked that's true, that means a class name will be created, which we styled in like by underlining the name of the product. So let me show you what I'm saying maybe in the browser. Okay, so it's current here. Yeah, in my code, it's running already. So you can see, so far I have two products in my database. So let me also bring the Firebase. Okay, right here. All right, so this is like in our Firebase, right? So we have two products, we have tomatoes, we have juice. And initially you can see this is a juice. It's no, right, in our Firebase. So once I click on, for example, this juice, as you can see, our last purchase date will be updated to current time, which means, hey, user, you have already purchased a product, right? This product. So the user is supposed to wait for 24 hours so that he'll be able to come back and purchase. So you can see right now, if you come and check, it's going to work. If I reload again, like I will have my juice like check till 24 hours past. So to check that, let's come back in our last purchase date and go to edit, for example, the date and say, for example, this user has purchased the last product maybe 2 days ago, let's say on 6th. Yeah. So if I update this date, as you can see in UI, the user now has an option for juice again to check, because since the last time user has bought the product up to now, 24 hours has already passed. So you can already get back and check again, yeah. So I think that it's, yeah. Did I forget something? So it's just the style in show list. You can see our checked, the class we create based on condition. We just give them the text decoration to be run through, so that once checked is true, our product will be underlined. So the user will be able to see that, I have already bought this. I don't need to check it again. Yeah. So that's what we did in summary. Yeah. That's all. Thank you.
Yay, amazing. Yeah, really, really great work here. Thanks, Sashi. Yeah, I mean, we all know that this issue had quite some work, and you and Claire managed to solve it like really, really well. I know you had some questions during the week, but yeah, this is really, really impressive. You've done great work.
Yeah. Thank you, and thanks to Chiamaka for some support she gave us. It was challenging.
Yeah, it was a bit challenging, but you've done really, really great work. I had like a quick question. So when the time is saved in the DB, is it saved in user's local time stamp? I mean time zone, or what?
Yeah. So it like save based on your local time zone.
Okay. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions? Comments?
I just want to say how impressed I am. This was such a tricky issue, and I just think that you and Claire have dealt with it in such an amazing way. So I just want to say well done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, thank you. We've learned a lot from this. Yeah, it was weird in the beginning.
Just a quick correction on that. The timestamp is stored in the database. I think it's just stored in UTC, but it's displayed to you when you open it up. It shows it in your local time zone.
Okay. I think, can you come again? I didn't get it. Well,
Yeah. So when you're storing it in the database, it's actually you're saying a date object basically, and it's storing the timestamp as a timestamp from UTC. And as you can see there on yours, it's displaying it to you +2. So like what time it is with reference to where you are in your time zone. If I look at this exact thing and from where I am, it'll say UTC +1. So it's just displaying it to you in your time zone for convenience, but it's actually stored in the database in UTC. It makes it really handy for time calculations and comparisons and so forth. So you don't have to think about any of that.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I asked, because like since we are comparing to like two different times, I was wondering if like we were missing some hours during that comparison, but looks like it works in users time zone. Yeah, so perfect.
okay. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Zashi. Yeah, really, really wonderful demos. Thanks for sharing your work. And I think like your app is like a proof of your progress, and it looks really, really great. So yeah, keep on doing an amazing work. Yeah, maybe so over to Kevin. We are having appreciations. I mean, sorry, retros this week. So yeah, you can take on from here.
You saying I'm running this?
Retros?
Oh, it's me. I think
Oh,
it's me.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my turn.
Okay. So
Sorry
we are
about
going
the
to
confusion.
we are going to take 7 to 10 minutes to quickly fill the retrospective board. So just as a reminder, retrospectives are amazing ways to reflect on what we've done and how we can do better. So it's a very free place, and we can just talk about it and then know how to go forward from here. So from now, this is 5:21, 28 from my side. Okay, like in the next 10 minutes, we'll come back and then read it out. All right.
All right. Thanks, Shamata.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is 10 minutes. We'll start reading them out, starting from appreciations and shout outs. So Nadinda, you're up.
Chiamaka, maybe you could share your screen. That would be like more helpful to read also from there.
Yep, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me or my microphone is broken? Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to thank like Zashi for covering me up last week. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. So thank you so much, Zashi. Okay, and Abby as well. Like I learned more CSS than ever, I think, last week. And of course the mentors as well for supporting us all the time, like just no matter what time it was, you're guys so responsive, and so that was really great. So yeah.
Nice. That's
This one
Abby.
is me. Yeah, it is. My
Thinking it was-
cryptic username.
Alright.
So yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to Nadinda and Claire for pairing with me. I think solving issues is much easier when you've got a good partner to solve them with. So a massive thank you. And a huge thank you to all of the mentors for just, you take so much time to leave detailed feedback on our PRs. And I know that it must take you a lot of time to review them. And then you also offer us extra time when we run into difficult issues and we can't solve them without your help. So just thank you for giving us the support that we need so that we can grow.
Thank you. Okay, I would say shout out to the team once more. We did it again. Just like the first 2 weeks, it was these last 2 weeks were really great. Great communication, great team spirit. Everyone is willing to help at any time, and we are moving great. So shout out to everybody. All right, Luca.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciations and shout outs to the wonderful team. I really appreciate being part of this team because I also learn a lot from you, and I also it like really warms up my heart, like how communicative you are between each other and how helpful you are. You are striving to be better teammates and programmers, and sharing your knowledge and learning from each other is really something very special. Also, shout out to Sashi for covering Nadinda and Claire these past 2 weeks. Even though you were doing it alone, you did really, really wonderful job with explaining the code as well as demoing the front end application. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Kevin for providing really, really like detailed code reviews and giving developers like really thorough feedback. That's a very like invaluable knowledge that we are all getting from you. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Zachi, you're up.
Yeah, so I also think I'm very thankful to my teammates. You guys are very special, and I'm really like so impressed like the way we are doing this project. Like it's not that we all know what we can do, like we have skills to do it, but the way like every one of us has eager to learn to do research, it's like combining such thing, it's really helping us, and everybody's be like, oh, I'm surprised we are getting here, you know. In the beginning, it was like, I don't know if you're gonna make it, you know. So I'm so thankful to every one of my teammates. I think also below I'm also the one following. So I also appreciate like thank you to all my mentors, our mentors. You guys are doing like are helping us a lot. You are sacrificing your time. You really have other important things you are doing, but you don't like hesitate when we need support, when we need help, when we need some of your reviews. So thank you very much, and we are so excited for having you. Thanks.
Thank you, Zachi. You feel it 2 times. Okay, we are done with this side. Okay. Kevin, do you want to go? Do you want to say your own? I can't see your listening. Or do we move forward?
I don't think I added one there. I was like, oh, you guys are pretty much covering it.
Oh my God. I can't see here. Okay, do you want to read from your screen? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this I think Kevin just didn't add his card, I think. But we can move forward with what went well if Kevin doesn't want to like say anything.
All right.
Yeah, thank you guys. Everything. I mean, I added some stuff to what went well, so
Okay.
I didn't know it was mandatory. Each column.
Yeah, this
Okay.
we can move forward.
Yeah. Okay, Nadinda, you can go. Who went well?
Yeah, so far it's been like really great for me. Like the pair programming at the Collab Lab was the thing I was waiting for like all week or something, like throughout the day. And like, oh my God, I will be pairing by the end of the day. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So yeah, so far that went well, and I was enjoying it so much. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Nadinda. For me, what went well? Everything went well. Like at the end of the day, we were able to meet all the ACs. We have overcame every problem, and then the app is beginning to come together. It's working perfectly. We don't have backlogs. Everything is just moving fine. Yeah. So okay, Zachi, you're up.
Yeah, so what I want to add is to my teammate, I think right now everyone like has been able to collaborate with like any of the group, like Claire, Nadinda, Abis, we all have a session together. And I really thank them like how flexible they are. When it comes like to you know, it's not easy, you know, everybody has what's a stuff to do apart from this, and you have to arrange and agree on the time they're available, everything. Sometimes we are not there, but they was there. So I really think like give much thanks to them for like they are really flexible, like when it comes to communicate, when it comes to make a decision or what to do, what not to, why, when to meet, you know, when not to meet. So thanks to them, and I'm so happy to have them as my teammate. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Zachi. Abby.
Yeah, so I think our communication has been amazing in Slack. That's been a definite highlight. The pair programming sessions have been fantastic. So I've learned a lot from them. They've been super productive, and I also think that they're a really motivating way to stay on track with a difficult issue. So yeah, I think that's gone well.
All right, Kevin.
Yeah, I just wanted to say you guys are doing a great job of like digging in and like researching. Some people might say banging your head against the keyboard until things kind of fall into place. Yeah, that persistence of just really digging into the problem and sticking with it until it's solved is something that'll pay off dividends. You know, as you grow as developers. I do have a counterpoint to that. We'll get to that in the next column. But yeah, otherwise, great work.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Okay, Luca.
Yeah, I agree with AB. I think communication is really a highlight on Slack. You ask questions when they arise, and it's great that you communicate what you are working on and where you're having an issue, anything in general. So let's keep doing that. I love how confident you are when presenting your app, and you should be, because I think your demos are absolutely amazing. Like I like how like conversational they are, and how well you talk about your thought process and about your code. Yeah, it's very natural. I think I said this before, but I want to say it again because I really love how like two pairs communicate when demoing the app. I know that one pair had merge conflicts they needed help with, but they managed to resolve them independently, and it shows that you are not afraid of them anymore and that you are confident in your skills. So it's, I know that it could be like scary at first, like to look at the merge conflicts and then you know, like get scared a bit, but since you are doing it independently, I know that Zashi did this today. That's really great. You are becoming more confident in your skills, and it's a great improvement.
Yeah, that's very true. Thank you, Luca. Okay, so we are moving over to what kept us from making progress and what could we do better. Okay, Kevin, you're up.
Okay, so this is just a small counter argument to, you know, digging in and you know, just like, obviously these are really good traits to stick with something and get it done, but you want to be cognizant of how long you're spending on something and not to spend too much time on a blocker without reaching out and asking for help. You know, so if you find yourself like by the end of Wednesday or so, you don't have an MR up, it's probably a good idea to like reach out to one of us. I mean, I know you guys are saying, thank you for sacrificing your time and everything. We want to do this. Us mentors want to be here and we want to help you. And I'm just kind of twiddling my thumbs until Friday hits and you guys are like, okay, we're ready for a code review. You know, but if earlier in the week you need to have, you know, just me jump on a call, or I'm sure I'm speaking for any one of us, but like, you know, just jump in there and be like, hey, I need a pair program with a mentor or something, or just bounce ideas off of us, you know, get on a voice or video chat or something just to kind of get unblocked by whatever it is that's blocking you. That way you can start working on your feature and getting it all implemented and polished and everything and moving it forward to get pushed up, to get reviewed and go through that process. And that way, you know, it's not Friday midday, you're pushing it up and, you know, now we're kind of just like rushing to get through it so that it's merged by Sunday. Yeah, all that to say is, you know, definitely work on it, give it your best shot, but, you know, don't feel like you're alone in trying to solve this. You know, we're all here to help you out. So reach out and, you know, we can help unblock you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Kevin. Okay, Nadinda.
Yeah, so this is for me personally, I guess, because whenever I got a code review request, I will probably just jump to the code straight away, instead of just, oh, I need to wait until I get home and then carefully go through that code. So it will be more detailed than just briefly looking at it and comment anything I have on my mind at that time. So that's a bit of my problem. Yeah, that's all.
I have something. I got a question for all you guys. You know, you're doing a lot of paired programming, but are you doing any paired code reviews? Is anybody doing that?
I
Because
think
sometimes that's actually
I haven't.
a really good way to see how other people are going through and reviewing. Everybody has different processes and ways that they go through it. So maybe consider pairing up with whoever you're pairing with to review the other team's MR or PR, and you can kind of ask each other questions and walk through it together. And you might find that this person does it in a certain way that you like, and you can share techniques. And even I'd be willing to pair with one of you guys and have you kind of do an over the shoulder while I go through it and review it. So whether that's your own MR or the other team's MR or PR. I'm sorry, pull request.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's something that I still do a lot of, and it's really helpful because you learn a lot by just reviewing code with somebody else. It's conversation at that point.
Yeah, I think it's a very nice idea too, and it will be helpful. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Luca, you're up.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's amazing suggestion what Kevin suggested. That way, like everybody can see like how other people are doing the code reviews, and also maybe you could learn better like how the other pair implemented what was their thought process. And I wanted to make comments around this as well. We are doing a great job with checking the PR and seeing the code, but if we can try to be more engaging by maybe like asking more questions in terms of like, what was your thought process? Like, what did you use any specific resource to do this implementation? Like maybe sharing the link or an article about a specific thing that you worked on and that you like researched while implementing the issue. And that would be like really better engagement in terms of like learning what other pairs thought process was. And you will also better understand their code. And just wanted to make that small comment about it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Luca. All right, Abby.
Yeah, so I think these have been a very successful 2 weeks. So the only note I've given is, again, it's for myself, just to get a bit better at carving out more time to review code thoroughly. Although sort of harking back to Kevin's comment, I think that might be easier if on the weeks where I get really stuck or me and my partner get really stuck, we do ask for help sooner. Because I think there have been a couple of times where we've given so many hours early in the week that it's like left me catching up with, just adult stuff like my housework or going shopping, and not leaving me enough time to allocate that time at the end of the week. So I think maybe there's a balance to be found there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I also strongly agree with what Kevin said about asking for help early enough, so that we'll aim for Friday for the code review, mentors code review, and probably Saturday for merging. So really be nice. Thank you, everyone. I think it's okay. Okay. So let me quickly read out Bella's comment in the chat section. She said, "I really love the teamwork between the pairs. Great work, great job so far, everyone. Shout out to Kevin for the amazing, super detailed code reviews, really helpful for everyone. My feedback was trying to write it to the board, but could not for some reason. Okay. All right. Thank you, Bella. It's okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for reading it out. Thanks.
All right. Luca, back to you.
Yeah, I think, yeah, thank you all for sharing your thoughts and appreciations and ideas. This retro is like very productive. I think it will help us moving forward. So thank you for being transparent, honest, and yeah, we can move forward with the issues for the coming week.
Cool. I'll get that up here. I'll pick the right screen. Okay. You should be able to see this. I'll make it bigger. All right. So week 5, this week we have Zashi and Abby and Nadinda and Claire. You guys can be teaming up with each other. The first issue we have is number 9. As a user, I want to filter my shopping list to make it easier to locate an item in the list. So our acceptance criteria is display a text field above the top of the shopping list. As the user types into the field, the list should narrow to display only items that contain the text the user entered in the filter field. When the field has text in it, the user should be able to tap a UI element with an X button next to the field, for example, to clear the field. The filter text should match any part of the item name. So you shouldn't have to start from the beginning, right? It should match at any part of the string. So some notes: the wireframe shows the filter field, but not it being used. So we'll take a look at that. So we have a filter here, so you can start typing. And okay. And the following example app from MDN is a great example of providing feedback that is accessible to screen readers when things change on the screen. I haven't looked at this. Let's explore it together. Yeah, I think, how do you enter voiceover mode? I can't remember how you do that. I think that's what it's referencing.
Or maybe also like tapping, right? To tap over.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see it's very obvious what's selected. Might need to do some reading on accessibility and screen readers and so forth. It's tricky. It's not going to be easy, but it is very important. So any questions on this one?
On the wireframe, it references the delete button for the item. I'm guessing that maybe that's covered in the other issue and isn't something that needs to be dealt with here.
Let's see, you're talking about, so we have like a delete button right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that is part of this issue. I'm not sure when we'll be doing that, but I'm sure it's an upcoming one. Yeah, Luca's shaking his head as yes. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the delete button will be for the coming week's issue. So in this case, like you have that button, but you don't need to implement it. Just the search bar with like a delete icon like X inside it.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so give me a second here. All right, so this is issue 10. As an item, I want my estimated next purchase date to be computed at the time my purchase is recorded in the database, so the app can learn how often I buy different items. So when a purchase is recorded, the estimated number of days until the next purchase date should be calculated and recorded in the database. So we have a script here that you'll be using, should already be in the repo. It should be used to calculate the next estimated purchase interval. So take a look at that, see what arguments it requires, what it returns, and it'll give you an idea of how to actually do this. So some notes: think through the data that is needed as inputs to the function, like I said, and it is likely at this point you'll need to adjust the schema for an item to accommodate the data points required. And the schema is like what data you're storing along with the item. So you might find that, oh man, we need to go back and update some other places and whenever you create an item. And so it's just to make sure that you have all the data you need to make this happen. So any questions on that? Cool. All right. So
yeah, just to quickly add one more thing. So yeah, as Kevin said, like for schema, you might need to add more things into your item object. For example, like number of purchases, like how many times user purchased an item, or some other values. So yeah, just like checking the estimate function, that will give you a better idea. But also like definitely ask questions in Slack if it's not more clear. But definitely think about the number of purchases as well for your item object. That will help.
Hint. All right. So we have Zashi and Abby and Nadinda and Claire. Who wants dibs on number 10?
Nobody wants it. Well, I can take it, me and Claire.
Okay. Perfect. Wait, what am I doing here? Dun, dun, dun. Yep. Okay, that's the right button. All right. I didn't know that. There it is. And then go.
Cool.
Yes, go.
Thank
Did you do it? Didn't do it.
Nope.
All right.
Thanks.
Yep. And then number 9 will be Zashi and Abby. There we go. All right, you're all set.
Hey. Yeah, awesome. Great work, team. I loved the demos and your implementations. And please let us know if you have any questions in terms of the issues. Yeah, we are here to help. So please reach us out in case you have any questions.
I'm going to hold also the office hours this week, so I will send a doodle and you can complete by today.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.